So I want to talk about like the future and what's going to happen in the next like 10 to 20 years. What is a prediction or a desire each of you have for a creative new way innovation may improve human connection in the future?
You know, I'm this sort of back to futurist, and Reverb just launched a whole new category called Reverb LP, and I'm fairly digital. I spend way too much time on my phone, but now I am on my phone buying records, listening to them on a turntable with speakers. So I'm a big mover, and I'm 50, but half the people that work, no, 90% of the people that work at Reverb are 28 years old, and they're all buying records. And the movement back to analog, I think, is a very interesting thing. And as you think about using technology to get back to analog so that we can actually have physical things in our life or real frequencies or touching things, and that everything that we're growing up with digital, I watch my children, so much of their experiences are tied to that phone, whether it's photo, sound, that they can transform those into more analog experiences. I think there's going to be a movement back to analog, and we're going to leverage technology to experience analog in ways that we're not thinking of today.
And I'll totally build on that. In the education space, there was this big swing of like rain iPads from the sky everywhere, and that's going to solve education. And then people realize that's hell on, like we can be much smarter than that. And also there's lots of research of how tactile is a more genuine learning experience and memory forming and long-term memory. I'd also add relationships are key. And so I think we're seeing this swing from almost like a hard virtual push of content delivery back to what we know is best. And in Chicago specifically, I think it's exciting because there's starting to be more exploration of what we call learning deserts, where we found in our work, there's tons of kids out there and they want to learn, they just don't know where the opportunity is. And school might be the place, but it might be other places in the city. And so how do you connect them through technology and realize these different opportunities to see things that they don't even know about and find interest they don't even know they're interested in and get them there. And so I think in 10, 20 years, Chicago is going to be this awesome innovation hub around education and connected learning so that kids anywhere can really find what they want to learn and explore it.
I'll talk something totally different, which is my world in the operating room, where I live every day. And I don't know if there's a lot of folks, anybody here spend time in the OR, any surgeons? Okay, we got a couple hands. The world of surgery is changing really, really fast. 15, 20 years ago, most surgical procedures were done totally open, meaning you make an incision, you have somebody under general anesthesia, and you make a large incision, and that's the way you get in to make a surgical intervention. And now what we're seeing is most procedures are being done minimally invasively, or you're thinking about totally new approaches. So a lot of the diseases and treatments that we see are changing because we have better imaging, we have better robotics. If you take something like lung cancer, which is one of the deadliest cancers, there's now new approaches where instead of opening somebody up thoracically, you can put a bronchoscope down their throat. You never have to make a cut, and you can use tiny flexible robot arms to take out cancer. I mean, the world is changing so fast in medicine, and it's something that I don't think the broader world is exposed to, but it's really amazing. And I think we've seen so much collaboration too between engineers, by these biomedical engineers, between physicians, and seeing all this cross-functional training. So I think the way that we see patient care being delivered is going to impact all of us, where we can live longer, better lives. You can go home the same day from surgery, and I'm really excited about it.
I think the broader world is stuck in this whole repeal and replace or not. So we don't know what's going on deep in the healthcare side. And so I think my answer might be cliche. Over the last 12 months, you might have heard this from a lot of panelists, but bear with me, I'll give the twist. So I think AI is going to definitely continue to change. What you just talked about is also kind of an application of AI with natural language processing, with object recognition, with speech to text, text to speech conversion. But also there is an inherent fear that comes with that, that it is going to start replacing humans in all of the jobs that we've been doing, whether it's flipping the burger or sitting on the checkout lines with Amazon Go, changing how your retail store is going to work. But I think what we have seen is this technology, AI and others, is not replacing human, it's just changing the nature of work. I mean, if you think about Amazon acquired Kiva Systems, if you've seen those Amazon videos, fulfillment center videos, where you have those little orange puck that run around in the fulfillment center, taking the entire kind of rack and taking it to other places. So Amazon acquired Kiva Systems 5 years ago, and since then, Amazon has built like 100,000 those robots, but at the same time, Amazon has hired 300,000 human beings. So, as the nature of work changes, there is more responsibility on the code serves of the world, or the Leap Innovations of the world, or the public education system. If you think about in 50% of the US high schools today, computer science is not a course that is being offered, and you don't have trained computer science teachers teaching the kids. So these are the things that need to start changing and changing quickly. So in Amazon, in fulfillment centers, Amazon offers fulfillment center employees further education, and Amazon covers a major portion of the cost of the further education, so that while they are working at the fulfillment center, they can build their education and then build a career afterwards. So those are kind of things that need to happen run by the employers, by innovative education organizations, and also fundamentally our public education system.
Yeah, excellent.
If I could add really quickly, just to build on a lot of what's been said, you said prediction, and not to be too scary about something. One thing I worry about a little bit, and we've lived in our company, is there's a lot of great innovation. There's smart people, there's kids coming through school, there's great stuff, there's great technology, very exciting. Public sector we talked about, but build that out a little further into the regulatory bodies and the processes, the administration that a lot of these have. We don't see innovation being applied there. And if we're not careful, there's going to be a severe bottleneck. All of these great ideas are going to get stuck. There's a loose metaphor of we all want to get in this exciting club and we're all really excited and energetic, and there's a person at the door with a clipboard with some process that we don't fully understand. You can kind of grease them maybe, but boy, we'd like to get in there. And so without looking at innovation, not just in the public sector, but the regulatory bodies, and ensuring that smart people, innovative processes are put in place, we need that to happen to make sure all of these great things are going to get somewhere, because otherwise it's technology for waiting in line.